Colleen Goggins, Worldwide Chairman, Consumer and Personal Care Group, Johnson & Johnson. Would you describe the energy and the feeling that is at the expo today?
You know, it's hard not to be surrounded by a few thousand college students and not feel a really high level of energy. It's lots of fun. I just got out of the elevator and there were a group of kids there, and they're pretty excited to be here. They're pretty enthusiastic about what they're doing, so the energy level is very high.
Can you tell me how you discovered SIFE?
You know, I think what got us, Johnson & Johnson, first participating at the SIFE event was our interest in young people and our interest both philanthropically as well as potential employees. And I think the combination was pretty irresistible. And so we came to see what it was all about. In fact, my first attendance at a SIFE event was last year at the Nationals in Chicago.
And what did you see at SIFE that made you decide that this was worthwhile for your company to maintain presence with?
I think we saw two things, or I saw two things. One was that we saw the incredible level of energy that you talked about, some very passionate students, a level of competency among the students that was really very special and also very impressive. And then I think the other thing was looking at these students and envisioning them as Johnson & Johnson employees one day and wanting to get our fair share of them as a competitive advantage.
Well, what do you think that SIFE students would bring as emerging talent?
I think SIFE students, because of the competition and all the underpinning that goes into the competition, bring a degree of pragmatism and organization that is sort of only theoretical unless you really engage in a business. It's one thing to sit in a classroom and learn the theory behind running a business. It's another thing to go out and actually have to put up with all the issues that actually come with starting a business. And I think the students seem, as I say, more pragmatic, and they're also good team players too. I think that's something we look at certainly at Johnson & Johnson, is we want people who can collaborate with each other, and I think that is impressive. The other thing that I thought was really interesting was that despite where some of the students are from, some very small schools in far-flung places, the degree of international awareness to me was something that I thought was really a competitive advantage both for SIFE and for the students participating.
How would you say SIFE is impacting not only in their communities, but also around the world?
Clearly they're making a huge impact around the world, and I think they're making a direct impact in that they're improving people's lives around the world, either through education or through small businesses or things that are making people self-sustainable or improving the quality of life, improving the quality of health. But I also think they're doing a nice job as being ambassadors for the U.S. and U.S. business. You know, particularly this year with the global economy and meltdown, I think there's a lot of people questioning the whole idea of free enterprise and capitalism. And I think students like this in some ways are our best ambassadors.
Well, someone brought you into SIFE, and what would you tell someone about getting involved with SIFE?
What I'd probably say to them is that I think SIFE is a very special organization with a very special way of not only helping students and academically and helping people around the world, but also helping American business and helping each of our companies become better, stronger companies. And it's great to participate in SIFE.
And what would you tell a student about getting involved with SIFE?
I think what I'd say to a student is that SIFE's probably a lot of work. And it's a lot of work in addition to all the things you're doing on a day-in, day-out basis, but that the opportunities, based on the students I've seen who are in the finals at national or even at other levels, it's probably worth every minute if you're really interested in business, because the kinds of things you learn are something that you probably wouldn't learn until you're actually out in the business world. So it really jump-starts your learning, and that's a great advantage.
SIFE is making an impact with the positive power of business. Can you comment on that?
I think that all you have to do to talk about the positive power of SIFE and doing good in the world is to take a look at any one of the teams and take a look at what they've done, take a look at their contributions, take a look at what the students have learned, take a look at the people they're touching and helping around the world, and it's very evident.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.